You didn't quit. You're really like against all odds. You're doing something that no one in the family's done, that none of your friends have done.
I'm just gonna say the thing you're not supposed to say.
Whatever is mine is looking for me.
You have to know what road to take to get to your final destination.
Everything that you ever wanted is on the other side of fear.
Hello, good evening. Let me see. Okay, can you hear me? Are we good? Are we good? Because we have a lot to discuss. Ooh, okay. We're about to go into November and we are still talking about Love Island. I have been trying to get away from Love Island for months. I was doing a really good job until this situation, and I feel like I'm getting stuck back into it. So, or maybe we're wrapping things up because I said that this was going to happen. I said that the Huda Rats were going to play a role in the demise of Huda because you have to understand that when you have enablers around you, you have nothing but yes men and yes women around you, and they don't hold you accountable. They're afraid to tell you the truth about some of the stuff that you're doing, whether that's privately, publicly, and they never are real with you. They play a role in your own downfall. And that is exactly what happened with Huda. I said that Huda is not the type of woman that you have to seek revenge against. You have to hate and plot and scheme and stalk and just spew hate. Just block her. She will literally destroy her own life. I said that. And this is why I promote therapy. I promote shadow work. You know, we can get into all of the things that I promote on this channel, but she is a prime example of why. If you don't have good community and good company in your corner when it comes to success and fame, you are going to allow these people to benefit off of your fame, your name, and all the recognition and things that you get, but they also play a role in your downfall as well. And that is what we have witnessed. I wasn't expecting it to be so soon. I thought that maybe we would see this type of situation happen until like next year sometime, but it happened. So here we are. So if you did not catch it, Huda was on live with her man, okay, being what black men or whatever they want, right? Right? And this is what she's doing.
Hello?
Baby, you might want to turn the light. Hello?
Whoa. Hey.
Yo, I turned that off.
Hey.
Yo, what the?
And you know what else? Let this be a lesson to the preferences as well, that when you choose a black man like Lewis, he's also going to be a part of your downfall. Okay? I mean, he's just been there for the ride because of her fame, her clout, and now he's probably going to separate himself publicly from her because of the situation. And it seems like Huda is getting majority of the accountability, and I don't feel like he's really getting that much accountability when it comes to the situation. That's just my opinion. But do you think that they're going to separate soon? I think so. I think that he's going to publicly separate themselves. He's going to publicly separate himself from Huda because of this entire situation. And I don't think that he thought that this was going to blow up in the way that it did. Okay. I'm not surprised. I mean, are we really surprised when it comes to this biracial black man that is laid up with a preference that is jealous of black women? Let's just be real. Okay. The first time I saw the jealousy was when she thought she had a leg up when it was the first time that they had to vote, and she was trying to address the ladies in front of the guys, and Olandria is like, we not doing that. Like, wait until we get back to the women's quarters and we'll talk about it there, but don't address anything here in front of the guys. And that's when she got checked for the first time by Olandria. And now she's getting checked again by Olandria. And Olandria is requesting for her to open up her wallet and pay up. Pay up. She like, listen, I don't care about no apology. I need you to open up your purse, open up your wallet, and give me your coins. I want you to give my community the coins. And we can learn a lot from Olandria. We really can. So let's get into this. Hold on, let me see. Is it this one? So after that, okay, now it took it completely out of order. Why would it do that? So this is another thing too. Remember this situation, and people once again didn't hold her accountable, because this could have been the correction before she really ruined her bag. This could have been the correction, but I really think she really messed up.
What happened to being bartender? The fun stuff is there to do with rich
Mark, take everybody out. Can you guys go out? Yeah, don't let it. Only Isaac and Drake are here.
Now, this is the crazy thing about this entire situation. People are always making excuses for Huda. I don't know why. This is like the second time she's been caught on a live stream doing some weird shit. And people made excuses for her then. So she has this reputation and behavior, being able to get away with this weirdo behavior on live, and no one really hold her accountable for real. People brush this over. This could have possibly, if y'all would have held her accountable here, maybe things wouldn't be what they are today. So she kicked out this streamer. His name is Benji. He is Hispanic. And it just seems like as soon as he walked in the room, I'm really big on body language, eye contact, her whispering to Lewis, and then all of a sudden they had to get out. And then also he's looking at them. Look at this. Boom. She makes the eye contact. She whispers. And the next thing you know, they getting kicked out. But people made excuses for her even then. Then Benji, who was the Hispanic boy or male streamer, he was confused. He was like, I don't understand why did I get kicked out? And this was right after. So Huda from Love Island being shy after getting kicked out. And again, she's always using this, I'm shy, I'm awkward, I'm uncomfortable. It gives she's male-centered. That's all.
Yo, I was ready to pop.
Oh, absolutely. It definitely goes further back than these clips. It definitely does. It definitely does. For sure. If the production team on Love Island would have held her accountable, the editors table would have held her accountable. I mean, we could go on and on of how many opportunities she could have been held accountable for her weird behavior towards people. So let me see. I think it's this one.
Talk to them.
Mark,
So this is Benji. He was the one that was kicked out of the room.
Mark, take everybody out.
Okay, the music is too loud.
They told us to leave. The guy. He would like kick everybody out, and we were just recording ourselves. I don't know why. Wait, why did we get kicked out? We were just recording ourselves. I don't know. There was a guy that was like.
The guy was like,
Yeah, I don't know. No, but it's okay. We don't want to. It's okay. But I'm just like confused. We were not doing nothing. And I thought everybody could be there.
Maybe it's like VIP.
It's like a mukbang.
Huh?
Should we leave?
If you want to. What?
You can clearly see he's now uncomfortable. You can clearly see that made him uncomfortable. And so I believe this is the guy that kicked them out of the room.
Huda came yesterday, and I didn't even know she was here.
And I want to address that. I believe that the reason why she was being offended is because she had the most clout. She was the most popular. So he didn't make it a big deal. But I mean, body language does not lie. His whole energy just changed and shifted. But this is the guy that I guess was one of the guys that was there when they got kicked out.
I didn't even know she had showed up until I saw. Then, obviously, you know, everybody is just vibing, you know. And then I think her man's probably got invited, and because I did see something about Huda said she pulled up for support or something like that. So I'm guessing that Huda and Nikki are homies, and they were just kind of like vibing. We were in here. We're playing Mario Kart, and then Evan walks in, and obviously, like I said, I was making sure everybody have their little drinks in their hands, you know, and just everybody having a great time here at Meme House because we like to be W host. And so she comes in, and she was just like, "Oh, what's up, bartender?" Blah blah blah. Like, "Oh, you already stopped?" I'm like, "Nah." Like, I'm thinking like they wanna you know, like have a drink or something. So then I was just like, and then our boy Isaac was next to me, so he goes, "Yeah, let's take a shot." So I was like, "All right, bet, let's run it." So then
He taking forever because he lying. He literally making it up as he's addressing and telling the story. It is crazy. You had time to address this and get your story together off camera, and you getting on camera and you just can't just tell people what happened. It's because it was wrong. That's why.
we step out. Keep in mind that when I stepped out, like, I didn't even know that what the part that happened after. Like I said, guys, all that was just one misunderstanding, one huge misunderstanding.
It's always a misunderstanding. I only showed that because I wanted y'all to see a pattern of there's always a misunderstanding. But we saw the patterns on Love Island. There's just a continuation of her not even being on Love Island, the TV show, and she is still has this consistent pattern where it's always just a misunderstanding. It's not a misunderstanding. So people are making the excuse that this was a nervous laugh, an awkward laugh, and I'm just not buying that.
Whoa. Hey.
Yeah, it's kind of
Hey.
I'm just not buying that at all. Then she talks about how she didn't hear Olandria's name. She only heard the racial slur, and that's what she was uncomfortably, awkwardly laughing at. But then even then, it's like, why would you laugh at the N-word like that? What's funny about the N-word with the hard R at the end? There's nothing funny about that. So she tried to make it seem like it wasn't a big deal, and she responded horribly. The way they responded, the way they handled the situation is the reason why it blew up the way that it did. If they would have handled the situation better, then it wouldn't have blown up the way that it did. But because they tried to downplay it, and because they tried to make it seem like, oh, it's not that big of a deal, y'all making it a big deal, it's the reason why it blew up the way that it did. So let's get into this because I wanted to point this out. You can tell the age difference in these comments, and I did go to Neighborhood Talk about to see what the comments were, and some of you are missing the point of it all. This is beyond Love Island. Racism is getting worse in this country. It is no longer seen by some as negative until it affects them or someone they love. Whether you agree or not, people have become too comfortable with insulting each other solely based on the color of their skin. So I also believe that the reason why this blew up is because of the political climate that we're currently in and that we're currently facing as we go into November. And so people are just not having it. So a lot of people feel like, oh, it's just a joke. It's not that big of a deal. No, sorry. Timing is everything, and people gonna learn about timing. Timing is everything when it comes to certain things that you do publicly. And politically, this was not the time to be joking regarding a racial slur publicly on a live stream. So that was just stupid to me. Okay, let's get into the next one. Four. Then Lewis, he created this live, or no, he created this Snapchat and then he deleted it. It was a post and delete.
Louis made a response video on his Snapchat. You guys must see this. This is absolutely insane. And then deleted this Snapchat, as he should, because he should have never posted it. And this is in response to the prank call that him and Huda picked up on his live, where someone called Alandria the N-word.
So this is just an opportunity for the haters of my girl to fucking run with hate.
What?
The fact people calling her racist and then calling me racist. Sorry. Cough, cough. I don't know if you can fucking see. I'm black. Yeah?
First time you've ever said that.
Not the darkest, but I've definitely been kicked in the face with it, right? And she's with me. So, make it make sense, bro. Bro, the world has gone to shit, bruv. Like, our kids are gonna grow up in, like, this fucking cancel culture.
Well, this response is laughable. I've literally never heard Louis Russell ever even say that he was a black man. He is mixed, and I'm not one to gatekeep blackness. However, don't use I'm a black man when it's convenient for you. Okay, your mother's white and your dad's black, and you literally have never claimed blackness until now. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Also, just because someone dates someone who's black doesn't mean they can't be racist. If you at all identified with being black, you would understand that. Also, the fact that he's just using it to be like, oh, the haters are haters. How about you address the racism? How about you be like, that was absolutely disgusting. I can't believe that. Instead, you guys are just getting defensive about the fact that people are upset that you laughed at Alandria being called the N-word. And as a black man, as you say, I'm surprised that you would laugh at that.
Crazy. It's absolutely insane. Okay, so Huda, once she saw that this situation was not blowing over, it was not blowing over. And then what made it worse was Olandria decided to speak out. And of course, she was urging people to donate instead of make surface level apologies, which I loved. How she took a situation that most likely was hurtful and she turned it into something more purposeful and meaningful. And I feel like that to me is just admirable on her part, like her character. She is a very graceful woman, and people wonder why she's loved so much. She's loved by the people. It's not even just Love Island. Like, she's really loved by the people because of how she carries herself. And so what Huda underestimated was the pull that Olandria actually has. That she didn't think people were going to rally up behind Olandria. Now, I don't know how many People's Choice Awards she has been voted, and it seems like she is being recognized for, but it was just stupid on her part. So she went to say, and she posted to her Instagram, that I have taken the majority of the day to reflect and collect my thoughts. And we've all seen what her reflection looks like on reality TV. I'm just throwing that out there. Thoughts to make sure this didn't come off as disingenuous, even though you already came off disingenuous when you immediately responded following that live stream. Last night, I quickly posted a statement acknowledging my reaction to the racial slur that was said on Lewis' live stream. I want to take this moment to more fully take accountability for my actions. We've seen her take accountability on reality TV, and that was bullshit. We all saw that, right? Okay. So and this is what I'm saying. This statement holds no weight at all. We know who we're dealing with. The public knows who we are dealing with. Also, she went on to say, I want to begin by saying I completely respect Olandria, and it is extremely disheartening that anyone, especially a presumed child, would find it excusable to use this type of language, and doing so only underlines the ignorance of the gravity that such a word carries. But your original statement, you said that you laughed because of the racial slur. You're saying that you didn't hear Olandria's name, and now you're saying that the ignorance of the gravity of that such word it carries. Interesting. Olandria, it is now clear. I don't know why she wasn't tagged, but okay. Olandria, it is now clear that this comment was targeted at you, and I apologize for my immediate reaction. My reaction in that moment came from being caught off guard, not from finding the word or situation funny. It was a nervous, uncomfortable reaction that I recognize was inappropriate. I want to be clear that I do not condone or tolerate anyone who uses such language, and I strongly encourage the individual responsible to reflect deeply on their words and the harm they have caused. And you know, the interesting thing about this entire situation is that I said that Huda's fan base was going to be a part of her downfall. So let's talk about that for a sec, right? So she had a fan that called into Lewis's live stream that prank called her while using a racial slur. So, sis, you have conjured up all of this energy. You thought the shit was cute when you came out of Love Island, the villa, and you came off the show and you saw how Olandria was getting dragged. You saw how Shelly was getting dragged. You saw how black women were getting dragged, and you ate that shit up. It went so far that you allowed that shit to get in your head, and you started to believe the bullshit. You started to believe the lies. And now this is where it has landed you. A clown only falls for shit like this. A fucking clown. So here we are today. I'm making a personal donation to the NAACP and encourage anyone who feels moved to do the same. I would like to see the receipts. Am I the only one that wants to see the receipts? I want to see the receipts. Also, I will also share a list of additional organizations that support racial equity in education and mental health support so that anyone who wants to contribute and do so meaningfully with love, Huda. Okay, interesting. So how do y'all feel about her statement? I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. We know who we're dealing with. We know who we're dealing with. I'm not buying it. So then let's see. What else? Did I miss something? Oh, this is a great question.
How did the prank caller on Huda's live from Love Island, how did the prank caller get Huda's number? How would a random stranger that is obsessed and follows and is a fan of Huda get her number?
That's why I'm like, I don't understand. Can someone explain the live stream that they were doing? It makes no sense. I just want someone to explain that to me. Then Lewis, he made his response.
If Louis could hear the sigh that audibly came out my mouth right now, it would hit him in his heart.
Oh my gosh. And who writes a statement in all caps? At least we know it's him writing the statement for himself. So he said, I'd like to extend my sincerest apology to all those affected by the caller who used language that completely goes against everything we stand for. Huda and I were extremely caught off guard as a black man. And see, he's trying to protect his preference. I have greater empathy through my own lived experiences battling racism and the idea that a flustered response to a very unnerving situation could be misinterpreted for not taking the matter seriously is incredibly disheartening. Interesting. And then he goes on to say, I was extremely shocked that someone would, I don't know, would use such harmful and dangerous language. And Huda and I both recognize the, I guess, seriousness of the situation. I can't even see all the rest of that. But listen, it's just bullshit. But I did find it interesting that he felt the need to protect Huda in all of this because he's trying to shield her against with his blackness. Interesting. Okay. I'm moving on. I felt that was interesting. I'm not buying that either. Then also, this is another thing that I've found to be interesting too. So a lot of people are saying that Nick isn't doing enough. But Nick did the most important thing that all of the other Islanders did not do. And I'm not really referring to Jeremiah and I'm not really referring to Hannah because they spoke out immediately. They spoke out probably as soon as they saw it. We all woke up to the situation the following morning because that live stream happened at night and it hit the blogs and it was spread everywhere the following morning. And it seems like as soon as Jeremiah and Hannah, which I was, Hannah, girl, I'm shocked. I was shocked to see that her and Jeremiah were the first two to say something. So I'm not really saying those two Islanders, but everyone that followed after the fact, they forgot to do the most important thing, which was to tag the Black organizations that Olandria wanted people to donate to. And they did not do that. That was the whole purpose. That was the whole premise of the reason why Olandria even addressed the situation, was she was like, okay, since we all know that you're just going to give a surface level apology, I want you to put your wallet and your purse where your mouth is. If you say you're against racial slurs, you say you're against this type of language, then you have no problem to donating to these Black organizations. So everyone is saying that Nick didn't do enough. This is what I need people to understand. Okay. Nick is dating a Black woman. Nick is a white male dating a dark-skinned Black woman. One thing that I know about Olandria, they are both navigating this interracial relationship. I don't think Nick has ever dated a Black woman, and I don't think Olandria has ever dated a white male. So they're dealing with fame and they're dealing with the public. They're also dealing with racism and they are learning how to respond and navigate this all in the public for the first time. So a lot of you feel like Nick should be doing this and Nick should be doing that. What a lot of people don't understand, Nick is a white male that is following the lead when it comes to Olandria, who is a Black woman. And I feel like that is proper. I also feel like that is the right thing to do. You can tell that they had a conversation about how they wanted to handle this publicly before they posted anything to social media. So Nick can't respond just as a white male. He has to respond and he has to consider Olandria at all times. And he's still learning how to navigate that. So he can't just impulsively, like Ace, just hop online and just go off on people. He cannot do that. He has to navigate this a certain type of way. So he is communicating with Olandria and they are coming together and agreeing on how they want to move forward publicly. And I feel like they're doing a great job considering that all of this is done publicly. So when y'all say that Nick is not doing enough, he is doing exactly what Olandria is asking of him to do. Okay? So I don't understand like, oh, he's not doing enough. You know who ain't doing enough? You know who's not doing enough? Ace is not doing enough. Let's really talk about it. Ace is not doing enough. He has sat back for months. He has watched Shelly get dragged, all because of his choice, him deciding to go and do that interview. He hasn't said anything. He hasn't came out and defended her at all. The last time I saw this, it was Travis Kelce. I said the same thing. I said, wow, Travis Kelce, you don't think you could come out and make a statement? You seeing how your ex Kayla Nicole is getting dragged by a fan base, right? And you're seeing it. It's hitting the blogs. You don't come out and you don't put out a statement to protect her and defend her. I mean, that was a woman that you once loved, right? Why you not defending her? So don't try to say, oh, Yoni, it's because it's a Black man. No, because I keep the same energy. I don't like it when I see men who leave their woman unprotected publicly. It's disgusting. And even though Travis Kelce and Kayla Nicole are no longer together, I felt like it was only fair. If you love that person at some point, you wouldn't want to just sit back and watch someone get that much hate. And then Travis Kelce, you dated a Black woman. So to sit back and allow your fan base to attack her, to allow Taylor's fan base to attack her is disgusting. So don't come at me saying I'm biased because I'm not. I'm the perfect person to call this shit out. So when we talk about Ace, y'all are so caught up on protect black love, protect black love, protect black love. But if you got to protect black love by not holding the black man accountable, what the hell are you really fighting for? What are you fighting for? The whole time you so big on trying to protect black love, you leaving the black woman unprotected. Shelly, hello. Hello. It seems like everyone wants to dismiss what Ace did. It all starts with him. It all starts with him. Now, listen, let's get into this because I want to talk about this. All right. Don't talk about Nick when Ace ain't doing shit. Okay. All right. Let's move on. So, another thing that I want to talk about too, Jessie Woo is not lying about the xenophobia. Okay. She's not lying about that. Now, I went hunting for these posts. Okay. I never thought for a sec that Jessie was just making shit up. Right. But I'm not going to lie. I personally don't want to post this content either. It's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. It's Hoodoo Heritage Month. I don't want to post this type of content. Seeing the disgusting things that were said about Shelly. They talked about, they projected voodoo stereotypes on her. They called her a witch. They talked about her Haitian blood. She's not lying about that. So I'm seeing the discourse about that. She's not making that up. It's on Twitter. I didn't see it on Instagram because, like I said, I went hunting. I'm looking through the comments, trying to find the xenophobia, and I'm not seeing it. I saw how after Shelly made her statement, this is what I did find. So after Shelly made her statement that she put out here, right? What I saw were people hopping in her comment section under her Halloween post, upset because she's still friends with Sierra, and Sierra also said a racial slur. So they feel like, okay, you're speaking out about the racial slur that was used during this live stream, but you're still friends with Sierra. And listen, I don't know. Social media is weird. All right. Social media is very fucking weird. And you want to know why social media is so weird? Is because social media is unforgiving. So Sierra has already apologized for that. And I get it. Some people just don't want to forgive her. They don't take what her PR video statement that she did. They don't want to accept it. And I feel like that's fair. I feel like that's fair. Like if you are on the receiving end of the racial slur that was being used, I feel like that is your choice to exercise whether or not you want to accept an apology or a public statement from an influencer, celebrity, or a public figure. I feel like that's fair to say, okay? But what's not fair is to hold other people to a standard because they are forgiving of her after the fact. I understand that you're wanting to hold Sierra accountable, maybe for the rest of her life. I feel like that's fair. But to also hold Shelly accountable, that's just in association with her, I feel like that's kind of unfair. I'm just being fair here and reasonable. All right. So I get where you're coming from. I do. But I'm like, listen, put that energy on Sierra. I don't know why y'all are attacking Shelly in her comment section about how she's in association with Sierra. Now, if Sierra would have never came out and apologized, if she never would have came out and corrected what she did, then I could fully understand where you're coming from. Okay. And I feel like that's just me taking a fair stance with me just going through Shelly's comments and I'm just seeing all of this Sierra comment. And I'm just like, okay. So after she posted that statement, she posted her Halloween costume and people was dragging her because it was like, well, how can you make a statement like that and then you still are friends with Sierra? So I felt like that was unfair. So let me go ahead and remove that. Then what was the other situation? Okay, let's get into the xenophobia. I'm only posting this one. I'm not posting all of the other xenophobia comments that I saw. It's really disgusting. It is disgusting. So I'm only posting this. This is just a sample. This is just an example, but it got worse, y'all. Okay. So it goes here. And a lot of the comments are on Twitter X, which I don't like Twitter X. Twitter X is the most toxic social media platform out here. They are very extreme on there. Okay, so it goes, Olandria is skinnier plus leaner and isn't attracting ghetto low-life people. One is a black, beautiful American princess, and the other one is a ghetto, low-class immigrant who only can attract men with super high body counts. Now I can say worse, but I kept it cute. This is disgusting. This is very disgusting. Considering everything that's going on in this country, it's very disgusting. So no, Jesse was not lying and Jesse was not making that up. And I felt like it was only fair for me to show just this example. If you want to see the rest, I created a thread because I requested, I said, hey, if you've seen the xenophobia comments, can you send them to me because I would like to use them in my video. I did not think that I was going to see those disgusting comments and remarks. So then I'm like, shit, I don't want to put that in my video. So I just use this as an example because I feel like if you don't have the receipt, then you don't have proof. But here's just a sample of the stuff that I saw that was disgusting. Okay. So Olandria I was about to get into that. Olandria and Nick are not on Twitter anymore. And I believe this is why this type of stuff goes on. I've also seen memes of Olandria's face being compared to a monkey. I've seen disgusting things on Twitter. I'm not going to lie. So Olandria decided to delete her Twitter, and I feel like that's best for her mental health. And I think Nick did the same thing as well. So a lot of people felt like Nick should have made a statement on his Instagram. Nick is not really on Instagram like that. He's on Snapchat daily, on the hour, by the hour. And I felt like him posting to Snapchat was him posting on his platform that he is on pretty often. So I felt like that was fair. Olandria is on Instagram more. She's not really on Snapchat. So I felt like Nick was meeting his fan base where he is usually and normally, which is Snapchat, and Olandria is meeting her fan base where she is routinely and normally on her Instagram. And I felt like that was just only right. I don't understand why Nick would then make a statement on Instagram if he's constantly on Snapchat. He's reaching the bulk of his fans on Snapchat because that's where he is majority of the time. Okay. So I felt like that was only fair. Now, another thing, I went digging for the people, Olandria's family making fun of her sexuality. And I found that the photo of Olandria with this woman that was on TikTok and they were doing like a little TikTok live, that's not her family. That is a fan that took a photo with Olandria. And I really thought about it and I sat back and I'm like, isn't her sister lesbian? I don't think that her family would be making fun of Shelly's sexuality when her sister is lesbian as well. So I think the confusion is Olandria took a photo with a fan and the fan is using that as her avatar, went on live and then decided to talk about Shelly's sexuality. And this is what I want to say. When it comes to the fans of Love Island, I'm not going to lie. I have seen, both of her sisters are gay. Okay. And I thought she had two sisters, but I wasn't sure. And I thought that both of her sisters were gay or lesbian. So, okay, that makes a lot of sense. So that puts things more into context for me when I went down the rabbit hole. So the issue is that Love Island has the nastiest fan base. Let's just call it out. It's not just Olandria. It's not just Shelly. It's not just the Nick Olandrian, the Shellys. It's not. It's Love Island. It's disgusting. I have never in my life, y'all, I swear, I have done reactions with other reality TV shows. I have never seen the disgusting things that I have seen with this reality show. I have never seen it before. So I feel like it's all of the fans. Like it's not just this fan base versus this. It's really Love Island, which is why I will never be watching this show ever again in my life. I will never watch this show ever again in my life. I promise you, you will not have to worry about me because I do not want to be a part of this energy. This energy is nasty. It's hateful. It's dark. I just don't want to watch this anymore. So I'm not tuning in to Love Island. I've seen enough and I don't want to be a part of this anymore. So when it comes to, holding an islander accountable, I feel like that's unfair to say because these fan bases, they are just completely out of control. They are out of control, and it's just getting to a point where it's really ridiculous. And it's to me, and then this is another thing too that I want to talk about. A lot of people, let me see if I can pull it up. Is it this one? I want to make this known too, because I want to talk about this. So, and I think this has to do with the commentary around Shelly being Haitian. All right. I say this as a fully Haitian woman. Michelle receiving backlash after the podcast her man did has nothing to do with her being Haitian. The fans knew she was Haitian on the show and before the podcast. The negativity came as a direct result of her own man's actions. Neither her nor her partner have addressed the podcast publicly, where Olandria was the hurt party. So why should Olandria address it, make it make sense, and quickly? And I feel like this is where the divide on social media took place. And what a lot of people are forgetting is that Olandria and Shelly had a fan base together. Okay? And I'm going to be honest with you. Let me blow this up. They had a fan base together. And you know what Shelly did? Shelly abandoned the fan base that they shared together for Ace. In the process of Shelly abandoning that fan base, she lost support. She lost engagement. That is what happened. And it was because she never addressed what Ace did. And then the disgusting thing to me, I really don't feel like it was Shelly's place to address it. Let me make myself clear. I don't feel like it was Shelly's place to address it. It was Ace's responsibility. It was what he was supposed to do. He was supposed to protect Shelly. And then he should have protected Olandria. And he completely dropped the ball. And that's what no one wants to talk about. Let's really talk about it, right? Because everyone wants to talk about the xenophobia. Everyone wants to talk about how Shelly lost engagement, how she's not getting the same support that she was once getting. But let's talk about how it all started. It started with Ace. That's where it started. And until y'all hold that man accountable, right? You're going to make it about these two women. It's not about these two women. It's not about Shelly versus Olandria and Olandria versus Shelly. It's about Ace. Let's get to the root of why this all happened. Let's get to the root of why this all started. It was Ace. 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 And even if Ace felt like he didn't do anything wrong, he didn't say anything wrong, he still should have did the right thing for Shelly. Put your ego down, step in, and protect your woman from the hate that she's receiving online. That's Black love to me. Black love is not sitting back watching your woman get attacked daily on social media and you not do nothing about it. You were the root cause of why it happened. Clean it up. That's Black love to me. If you can't do it for yourself because your ego's just too big, well, put your ego aside for your woman, because that's Black love to me. Okay, so let me continue. So Shelly was forced because she was put in a weird position. She was put in the weirdest position ever. Do I choose the man that I love, or do I choose the woman that I'm friends with? Who do I choose? And Ace put her in that weird position to choose. That's not Black love. That's not Black love. So let's continue. Thank you, my Haitian sister. The critiques are not because of her cultural identity. They are because of Ace's lack of character and integrity. Her silent, complicit approval of both. That's it. That's all. Those who want to use her being Haitian as a pillar to their insults were always going to take that route, even if the podcast interview never happened. And the core four were all reigning supreme together. And that's the thing that was so disappointing for a lot of fans that were watching this show. First of all, it was the core four. It was Nick, it was Olandria, it was Shelly, and it was Ace. Everyone loved them. Honestly, we thought that they were going to be the top two. We did. We thought that they were going to be in the top two. Let's be real. They should have came out off the show being the top two. Period. And that did not happen. They were supposed to be the core four. So the core four had a fan base. The sisterhood had a fan base. The brohood had a fan base. This interracial love versus black love was so unnecessary, and it all started because of that leprechaun. Let's be real. Let's call it what it is. I'm tired of people walking on eggshells. Don't want to call it what it is. Black women were supporting both. We were not divided. We were supporting both black women in their choices and their decisions. It all started with that leprechaun. And y'all don't want to address it. Then this is what was so weird to me, because I saw Ace. He came out and he did an interview after he did that interview with Speedy to try to clean up the mess that he made. And who did he go to? A black woman's platform. Who was he interviewed by? A black woman. And that did not help. You can't run from the mess that you created. So y'all want to call this black love? I don't call that black love. You're leaving your woman unprotected. You're not being accountable as a man. Leaders don't do that. That's not what leaders do. Now, listen, he could have went into that interview and unintentionally, genuinely wasn't trying to cause any chaos, but he did. And if you are a man of good character and integrity and you're seeing how your words impacted other people negatively, why not step up and do something about it? Why are you hopping around, going to the black woman's platform to get saved so that you can be seen in a different light, when all you had to do was step up and do the right thing, at least by the woman that you're in a relationship with? And he chose not to do that. So all of this chaos was created because of Ace, and I have not lost sight of that. The sisterhood, the sister soul sisters, they should still be together till this day. There should not be any drop off from engagement when it comes to Shelly at all. But unfortunately, people felt the need to remove their support because they felt like by supporting Shelly, they were supporting Ace. And if they supported Shelly by supporting Ace, then that was a disrespect to Olandria. So he needs to fix this. All right? He needs to fix it. Let me see.
Hold up. So y'all mad?
So listen, I'm all for black love. I'm not against black love at all. Y'all know how I am when it comes to my platform. Black women, your love life is going to be complicated. Men are going to be men. We don't put white men on a pedestal. We don't put black men on a pedestal. We put ourselves on a pedestal because it's about us. It's about us getting the things that we want. It's about us getting our desires. It's about us. Okay? So I'm not against black love. I'm not against interracial love. Okay? I am for black women. I am for them being treated well, respected, loved on, in a healthy relationship. Whatever that looks like. I don't care if the man is purple. Whatever it looks like, I support it. Period. So I don't know why there's this whole divisiveness going on. But when I really sit and think about it, I'm like, Ace. Ace did this. Ace. Can we put Ace at the forefront of all of this? Set aside Olandria versus Shelly because it ain't never been about that. It was never about that. So let's continue. Let me see what else I got. It was that one. Oh, and then this is what I need people to consider.
You have to have the ability to see double or the world will run over you. Everything you see has an underlying message to it. Some things have double meaning. You have to have the ability to see the positives and negatives of everything. Everything has duality and everything is double-sided. Therefore, you should always be able to see double. Whatever somebody is telling you, There's an underlying message and motive to be read. Whatever something says on paper, there is something out in the world that is also reflecting another side of that. Energies, relationships, communications, all have double sides to them. You have to be able to see double to see the truth. Everything is not what it seems, and everything is deserving of question. In order to question something, you have to be able to jump from polars or opposites. This is
what Ace doesn't understand, and this is what Huda does not understand. That is why she ruined her brand and she ruined her public image, and so did Ace. And I keep trying to tell y'all that if you want to be successful in this world, then you need to understand that there's duality in every decision and choice that you make. Every decision and choice that you make. So you have to look at the opposing view before you make that decision, before you make that choice, before you create that goal. Before you decide to make that life-changing decision, you have to consider the duality within whatever that is. And that's why Huda and Ace, to me, they are in the same boat. They have ruined their image and then have impacted those closest to them.
Also how you grow your intellect. A one-track mind will never be the most advanced mind in a room because it's on one track. The mind that's able to bounce around to multiple tracks, especially tracks that are opposing one another, is the strongest mind. If you've ever been in academia or law and you're building something persuasive, the best way to help your argument is by acknowledging the other side and learning it as well. The most prepared mind doesn't only know their points, but they also know the points that will be used against them. They
I love it.
Have the ability to see double.
And that's what people don't understand. You have to see double. And you have to be around people that can help you with that. That's why I always recommend going to therapy. Therapy helps you with seeing your blind spots. Therapy helps you with getting the clarity that you need in order to be healthy and successful in life. So that's what this is. This is all a part of their downfall. And this is why I said from the very beginning, when I started covering Love Island, I said that when you are trying to reach success in life, you have to have people that are around you that will have an objective view for you to consider before you decide to make a choice or decision over your life. And it just seems like Ace has people around him that are just yes men and yes women. And then Huda has the same crowd of people. And now look where it has gotten them. So when it comes to your success, the community that you're around will also be a part of that success. When it comes to your demise, when it comes to your downfall, the people around you will also be a part of that demise and that downfall. So choose wisely regarding the company that you're choosing to keep in your life, because it plays a major role whether you're successful or whether you have some type of downfall or you're just unsuccessful. So keep that in mind. That's all I wanted to say when it comes to this situation, but we need to stop losing sight of the real issue. The real issue was Huda was never accountable. It took this for her to be held accountable. And finally, we are being vindicated for us viewers that had to sit and watch her act and behave in the way that she behaved on that show. We are being vindicated right now because we were being dragged. We was called haters. Oh, y'all don't know how to forgive. Y'all don't know how to let go. Y'all don't know how to do that. And look, she done got caught up. And I think she done really messed up her bag this time. And then when it comes to Ace, listen, he needs to step up as a man and do the right thing. If he doesn't do it for himself, then he needs to do it for Shelly. He has been sitting back for months, weeks, seeing her get dragged publicly on social media, all because of what he decided to do. And he has said nothing. He has done nothing to truly protect her. And it is loud. We can see it. And it's just like, what are we doing? You can't come online. She's been getting all of this hate. You can't say anything. You can't put out a statement and say anything. That's all I got to say. I'm logging out. This is just my 2 cents. When it comes to Jessie, she is not lying. Okay. I didn't agree with the approach and the stance that she took, but I do agree with her principles. I saw those comments. They were disgusting. They were absolutely disgusting. Anti-blackness. I'm not here for that either. So I agree with her principles, but I did not agree with her approach. I didn't agree with the comparison that she made because it created deflection. It created this dismissal tone when she decided to compare Nicolandria to Huda. To be honest, the entire Love Island fan base is just ridiculous. It's a very hateful fan base. And so anyone can be on the chopping block, honestly. And it could be racist, it could be anti-black, it could be very disgusting. So I felt like that was kind of unfair to do at that particular time when we need to hold this woman accountable that has been getting away with the things that she's been getting away with, and it has impacted Black women on the reality show in a negative way. So that's the only thing that I have to say regarding this video. Please give the video a thumbs up, and thank you for tuning in, and I hope to see you in my next one.
This is my opinion. I'm free to state my opinion anytime I like, right? Thank you.
I don't want you to feel like that, but yeah, feel like that.
This is my opinion. I'm free to state my opinion anytime I like, right? Thank you.
I don't want you to feel like that, but yeah, feel like that.